Yeah, see?
Oh shit, that's hilarious. Peace. What's
Oh,
good?
ooh, ah. Welcome
How's
to
Go ahead, do it, man. Do it in your voice. I like that.
Live from the Den podcast. Let's go.
We
Y'all know
really
we
out
live.
here. We really out here, son. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
Yeah.
actually in my room. But yeah, we outside. Um I just love it when that's the new shit now on a lot of podcasts and everything. We outside. I'm like, okay, it's not new, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's crossed
Yeah.
over into the joke world where it's a joke now.
Yeah.
Instead of being a cool thing. And it's funny as shit because I just like saying it for no fucking reason. I hope everybody's good, man. It's been it's been yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been on here. Missed last week. I had this networking event. There was this music artist. There was some businesses. It actually was a good thing to do. I did it instead of doing a podcast. So that's what it was. However, I am here this week and ready to roll.
Well, that's what's up. That's dope.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know if I gotta be in the live from the den.
How are you talking about the podcast? I was confused, like saying it for no fucking reason. Oh,
Oh shit. I don't know why I replay that shit was crazy.
I don't know,
But
but at some point we got to sample some of these. You
we could do it.
know what I'm saying? No, man.
Um, yeah, I mean, and then after this, I'm gonna get my Las Vegas Raider watch on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. My second cousin's on that team, so I'm a Raiders fan this year
Yeah,
until they leave.
which means you need to hit him up to get him in on the podcast is what you need to do.
And I'd have to hit him up through people. We don't know each other like that. It's second cousin, and I know his mama like that, but it's not his mama. It's him. So you know,
So there's
shout,
that.
shout
Leave
out
it
to
at
my cousin.
leave it at
Shout out
that,
to my
son.
cousin Kim. Shout out to my cousin Kim. Shout out to my cousin, her son Keelan. Shout out to my cousin Damon, nephew Pookie. No, that was a joke, but I really do got a cousin Damon. Shout out to him too. But I don't have Pookies. There was Uncle Pee Wee once. Anyway, so yeah, it was cracking, man. Shit. You announced the tour since the last time,
Um,
right?
didn't I
Or
announce the
you
tour?
actually, yeah, you did, but you officially announced it. It wasn't official the last time I was on here, at least. But yeah,
Yeah,
um,
I mean, I'm doing that. I'm doing the Do You Want Bars to
yeah,
U.S. run of the tour. It's
yeah,
going to be November 1st through the 9th, and then I got the homecoming show November 12th. Uh,
yeah,
so yeah, be on the lookout for that. I did
yeah,
have a studio session with Urban today,
yeah. That's
which
right.
I'm actually going to be sending you some new shit to do for two
Okay,
different projects
okay.
of mine.
Shout out to DW Underground. I got to record your verse tonight. Did you already record your verse for the head shit?
I did mine, and Urban did
You
his
sent it
today.
to him? Oh,
Yep.
perfect. Okay. My bad. I had it written a week ago and it just totally left my mind. But so I'm recording it after this actually, and then we'll
Word.
listen again. That was my plan. So shout out to him. Hope you patient. So anyway, I don't feel so bad that y'all's there today, so I could so I'm not so late.
Yeah,
Besides,
yeah. No,
it's all good. I think it's
that
all
should
good.
that should be dope.
Yeah.
I look forward to hearing your verse on there.
What else did y'all do besides that?
He recorded. Oh shit! I got 3 songs I gotta send you.
Shit.
Damn.
Hey,
Yeah, three
it's not my
joints.
birthday. It's not my birthday. It's not my birthday.
So
I
we
was
did.
obsessed to say no feliz cumpleaños. Yo, I did a fucking Spanish app. I'm learning Spanish, and I did this app. It's not Rosetta Stone. It's a different one, but it's quicker and easier. Bow, 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 bow. Right?
Oh,
And
word.
like I don't know if it's quicker and easier. I like it. It's even better for me. And hey man, I'm giving my Spanish on. So yeah, I was saying it's my birthday, but it's not actually. It's not.
Because what? It's a lot of Spanish speaking down in Austin, right? Or no? Yes? No? I
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
know.
first of all, it's America. Then you narrow it down, it's Texas. Okay,
Yeah,
and then you
I
narrow it down.
understand. I understand where the fuck you are, man.
Then,
I got it.
then you narrow it down even further. It's Central Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just a couple hours north of, I think a couple hours. Don't kill me, people, if somebody's watching, from Corpus Christi. And I'm talking about Selena, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, anyway, I love the culture. So I'm trying to learn the language so that I can communicate even better. It's funny because I'm like 3 lessons in and I'm like, oh, I know all of this. Like, you forget what you already know. Growing up in Arizona, I know most of the shit it's already teaching. And I'm like, I already knew all this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can actually speak it better than I thought for compared to learning the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
we're
I mean,
gonna
you know what I'm saying?
so we're gonna bring our guest in.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Oh, it's all good, man. We just talking, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring our guest in and we'll introduce him and we'll move on with
So,
tonight's episode.
let's rock. You go and introduce him, man.
What? Why I gotta all right. I'm just playing.
I'm gonna freeze like a news anchor would back in the day when they're uncomfortable. Look, thank you.
Don't even do it, man. What the fuck?
That's hilarious.
Peace, Kevin. You hear us?
Bro? Yeah. Can you hear me? We good?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
What's up?
So you want me to
Whatever
do the intro, Ram? That's what you want?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome. This is live from the Den podcast tonight. We got the special guest in the house, Kevin Delgado, aka Frigid Giant, Solstice Art. How are you doing this evening, sir?
Real good. Get a little Capri Sun action in.
I was like, is that a Capri Sun?
hey. It would be it's dope though. It's dope. The Capri Sun is dope.
No.
You know
I love it.
Even more classic is if you was drinking the Ecto coolers, huh?
Shit, if I could find them, I'd crush them. Man.
No, wait. Let's clear up the laugh. That wasn't me laughing at. That was me laughing at. Like I was like, oh shit, hell yeah, he's drinking a Capri Sun. Like, hell yeah. That's what I was saying.
I'm trying to get sponsorship.
Yeah, it wasn't like,
So before we dive into anything,
that's a perfect way to start in my eyes.
Before we dive into anything, I had to re-explain to Ram earlier today that he had already known who you were before we started the podcast, but he had forgot, and then he's like, "Oh, I probably won't remember." But then he was like,
then I saw your picture. I looked through your shit, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I know." it was like, but I'm horrible with names. And so until I actually saw your face,
you played at what, Milky's? Was it Milky's, or do we play somewhere else before? Because I know Dank come through like a couple times.
We played
it was
two. Well, we played Milky's, but you were on the Electric Ave show too, right?
Oh, Electric Ave, yeah. Right.
Okay, all right, yeah. So it was both. Yo, remember I had that video where that dude did a backflip during your set? It was amazing.
Oh fuck yeah, that's
yeah.
It all started flooding back to me. You know what I'm saying? Because he tells you. I mean, that was 2015 or something. 16. I think.
Yeah, we did. So we did the first tour together. We did the first tour together at the end of
2015.
2016. It was 2016.
Okay, my bad.
And then we did another tour the next year in 2017. So we played Milky's with him in 2017.
Okay, that was
2016 was Electric Ave. And then I've been back there since. I played I played some other shows out there, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
You do like once a year, so pretty much.
I mean, I was trying to until the whole pandemic happened, and then it kind of ended it. But I did try to come out there last year. I was hitting people last minute. I hit Chucky last minute to see if he could book something because I was out in the area, but since I couldn't get the show booked, we just kind of chilled out and me and my girl did like an adventure through Niagara Falls for the first time because she had never been there. I've been there before, but it was like way back, like when you didn't even need like a passport to go across the border. But she had never been there, so we like did like a night exploration around the New York side park and shit. So it was dope though. It was cool.
Yeah, you gotta take time out and do that kind of stuff. Honestly, like I was just at New York Comic Con this past weekend, and like I took the busiest day at the con. I said, screw it, man. I went out and did my own stuff on Saturday. Like I just kind of slept and explored and like, you know, rode the ferry and stuff and just kind of did me stuff, you know.
I did actually see a post from you. You said, I didn't realize the Statue of Liberty was that small.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just fucking around, but yeah, it is. I was like, I've seen it many times, but I'm like, that time when I seen it like from the perspective of the ferry, I'm like, man, this is not like, it's not how you think it is when you're growing up. You know what I mean? Like,
it was very underwhelming for me too at first.
Yeah, like you know, like I said, when you're a kid, you think it's the biggest thing ever, and then you go see it, you're like, I guess.
Yeah, I think I just said a clueless term on accident, by the way, y'all. I don't think underwhelmed is a phrase. But anyway, go ahead. Run it.
Word. So yeah, man. You do music and you do comics. I mean, you basically got your hat in a lot of different things, which is dope because I feel like when you're an artist, that's kind of what you got to do to try to move forward. So what came first? Was it the music? Was it the art? What came first for you?
Definitely the art, but at the same time, like to put it in perspective, I was born in '86, right? So I have two older sisters. So like by the time I was 5, I was deep into like X-Men, Spider-Man, and like LL Cool J. So like I would say more or less the art and comics and stuff like that, but like I'd always like, dude, there's pictures of me when I'm like 5 years old rocking like a freaking starter jacket. Like
so you might have been drawing while listening to LL or Kumo D or whatever, right?
I just knew that like LL Cool J was like the coolest dude when I was 5 years old. Like
hey, there you go.
No, that's real shit, you know. Yeah, that's funny to me though.
But definitely the comics. I didn't really get into hip hop till like the mid to late '90s, more or less like the later half of the '90s, like '97, maybe like 97, 98.
Okay. So
and then I thought DMX was the coolest person on the planet.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. That makes sense. So was that who inspired you to rhyme? Who was the one who inspired you to rhyme? Because that's a different era than say your early '90s to, you know what I mean, the early Wu-Tang and then the early Pac and the Cube, and you see what I mean. It's a little bit of a different era than where I'm from, and where Danku would be then a little bit different than Danku too. So I mean, like, where does that fall for you? Like, who was that guy? Was it DMX or was it? Because DMX hit me hard, but I was a little older. But it still inspired the shit out of me. You know what I'm saying?
I would say like 12, when I was like 12, 13, it was definitely DMX. But then once I got into Wu-Tang, I like studied Wu-Tang, like with like everything that they were doing, and I became the biggest RZA fan. And I know a lot of people weren't RZA fans. And then I became like a Ghostface fan, a Raekwon fan, and mostly Ghostface. And then like Raekwon, like Jizza, like I loved all the Wu-Tang members. Like it didn't really matter, but like out of them, I think my favorite was the RZA because he was the architect behind it, and he had the most like insight into like the nerdy, not the nerdy stuff, but you know what I'm saying, like comics, movies, like all that stuff. So like I related mostly to him, and I thought, you know, like Gravediggers was sick. When I heard Gravediggers, like just the mixing on that album is like killer. You know what I mean?
Talking about the gold one with the rings. That whole. Is that the one with the gold lettering? It's white with the gold lettering.
The first one, 6 Feet Deep, right?
Okay, no, there's one after that I was thinking with RZA. But yeah, no, go ahead.
You're thinking of the pick, the sickle, and the shovel, or something like that. But
that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
To put it in perspective, I had a RZA's Bobby Digital poster in my house, like in my room growing up. Like that was those two were probably my earliest influences.
That's dope. That's what's up. So
super dope.
yeah, the Ghostface thing. Ghost is my favorite voodoo. So I love that. I always thought people didn't give RZA credit for his rhyming as much as he should have got, for one. Like a motherfucker, man. Like he was crazy to me. But you know, now people are going back and he gets a little more credit, but I still see some weirdos out there that are like RZA's whack. He was like on some list for like black rappers, and I was like, okay. I saw RZA was like, throw the whole list away. I'm done. I'm scrolling. Fuck this.
When who did RZA go against in the verses?
Oh, I didn't see that.
He
one.
went against it was Primo, right? Wasn't
I
it
think
Primo?
it was. And I was like,
that's not even fair.
I'm the biggest Primo fan though, but I'm like, listen, RZA's got hits. Like, you gotta understand, he produced the whole catalog for 5 years, man. We're talking about the early Method Man, only built for Cuban links.
Right, the solos, yeah, all that.
Like, that's
that verses was actually insane. The only thing that sucked about it is they couldn't get the sound as good as it should have been.
That's right. I do remember that now. Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah, because that was one of the only ones I watched like the whole shit because I was super into it, and that was like early when everybody was locked down. So like that was like the shit that was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do remember that because I was sitting in my car geeking out at every single one because I love both so much. I remember that now.
Yeah,
because you couldn't go nowhere, so I watched it in my car.
Yo, Primo is so dope. Like he has the best drops in all of hip hop, like in history. Like that Primo drop, like I mean, you know what I mean? The only thing is some of the people that rap on his beats aren't always the greatest. Like he has so many beats out there, so many fire beats that like kind of like a lot of people got on him, you know what I mean? So like you may think like, yo, this is the vibe or whatever, but then like you really break down the lyrics, it's not fourth chamber to me, you know what I mean? It's not
right.
It's not to me.
I mean, Nas did what he did with him, obviously, but that's Nas, right? Like there's exceptions, you know what I mean? And you might not like everything. Not everybody likes what Nas did over Primo beats too, though, which is interesting to me too. You know what I mean? But I mean, but then the ones that are bangers like Nas is like in that Primo. I mean that's just crazy. Yeah. I mean, it becomes, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean because that didn't happen at all with RZA. You know what I mean? Didn't happen. Well, I mean, no, it didn't happen.
Not because he didn't play his black shit. I mean, he came out with nukes, man, too. Like you were like, oh yeah, Primo's gonna catch up. Nah, man. I don't know.
So with the comic book, when did that start as something that you wanted to actually make, solidify a profession in it, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I've been emceeing. I started rapping like doing shows and stuff like 2005.
Okay.
And by 2012, I was touring decently. And then I got I got a deal with the record label. So I was out touring more and stuff, made an album for them. They wanted an album. And then, when it came to that point, like I had toured more, did South Bys, did all that stuff. And they were like, yo, we need this album. So I made this album that was like the best album I could make at the time, And like, man, they just didn't want to push it and stuff. And I was like, you know what?
By now, what year is this? If you can give me a little timeline.
13, 14, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've been consistently putting out, records nonstop, like every year, getting better. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna say I was great off the bat, but like I was improving for sure.
Natural progression, right? Yeah.
But just when all that shit happened, like I don't know, man. I think I just burnt myself out, and like I was just tired and shit, and like I didn't want to write, so I started making beats, and I did that for a few years. I got really into that, and then in 2015, I fell through a roof and I broke my back.
Shit.
Yeah, I was laid up for like months, and I was in a back brace and like eating pills.
Oh damn, man.
Yeah, and
that's fucked up.
I didn't care about music at that point anymore. I was like, my friend was a videographer. If you look back from like a decade ago, we were like the first dudes in Buffalo really doing videos and shit. So he was
nice. Okay.
he was doing a challenge where he was doing like posting a different picture a day because he's like a bando dude. Like he would go and explore, you know, urban whatever, and take pictures of places he wasn't supposed to be in. So he was like, "Yo, do this challenge, and I want you to draw a character every day." So I did 100 Marvel characters in 100 days, and that like kind of helped me kick, like it helped me kick like pills and shit, and it like helped me like instill this like work discipline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So by the time I was done, I already had planned out like a comic book like throughout the meantime because I had all this time in my hands. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So about 2016, I started drawing it. 2017, I dropped my first book. It was called Volantis. And I ended up doing 8 issues of that. And I penciled, wrote, inked, drew, colored. I did everything.
And that's Volantis, correct?
Yes.
Just for the listeners, you know what I'm saying? People don't want to go check that out. Volantis.
Yeah. Well,
and
you
where
won't
can they find that at?
They won't.
You won't?
No.
Oh.
I've got a handful of trades I take to the shows with me, and that's it. Because it was supposed to be 12 issues, and I published 8, and I just had to move on to other things because I had other, things calling me.
Okay. Is there, so the ones that are out there, how many are out there? Like that people would have physical copies of?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
There's 8 in the trade paperback that is the first 6 issues.
Yeah, you're going to have like, at some point you're going to have like 8 crazy NFTs, dog.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, that depends on your success. Obviously, I'm just, trying to manifest some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Do you do any of the NFT shit?
Nope.
I haven't dove into any of that either.
I haven't, but I've kind of read up on what it is exactly a little bit. But you don't think you would ever do it like that if it was worth it?
I'm vehemently against it. If I do it, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna wait till I'm like fucking famous and I can sell one for like $1 million because.
I see what you're saying. No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. In the future, you would have NFT. That's what I was saying. Something like that.
Like, yeah, if the money's right, sure. But like, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
I'll tell you March much.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the NFT movement myself either. But I heard this crazy story when I was on tour. Shouts to my dude,
I don't know enough about it to be not a fan, though. I want to say that. I don't know enough about it to be a fan or not a fan.
So this is the
I was
crazy
more
thing
saying
I heard.
collectible than NFT. Because to me, it's just a different form of collectible. That's more what I should have said, probably, to be honest.
Yeah, but so the story I heard about the NFT movement, my dude Ill by Instinct told me this when I was out in Manchester, and he was telling me, he said, "Oh, you ever heard about this?" I said, "No, I'm not super familiar. I heard briefly about it." And he was like, "Well, there's this artist that basically he created this painting, and he sold it to somebody or something, and then right after the dude bought the painting or something, he like burned it, but he had already stored it digitally, and then the digital copy of it was worth all this money, and then he sold it for twice as much as he bought the original.
He had the rights to it, right? Yeah.
It was like, and then it just kept going on like that.
Is that happening? Is that happening a lot within the NFT shit? Is that why you're vehemently against it? Because it's shit like that.
I just don't want to do it. I don't want anything to do with it.
I hear you.
I'm more of a physical collector anyway too. That's what I am. Like I
understand. Yeah.
It's generally what happens is you get an artist that does a shitty digital drawing and changes the color on it and makes 12 different variants. It's all the same color. This is the kind of shit that like crashes markets, and it already did.
Okay, wait. See, I thought NFTs were a physical thing you get that like I didn't know it was all digital. It's all digital?
Yeah, it's all digital.
Okay, then why would like they were saying stuff like
it's a gimmick. It's a fucking gimmick. And not only that, it's just
I was confused. I thought there was both physical and non-physical NFTs.
No, I mean, I don't see how it would be like a physical, like, and it would be an NFT, but
it'd just be a collectible. Okay, I see.
It's tied. They're tied into blockchains, which is tied into like cryptocurrencies and shit. So a lot of them are tied into like a lot of those cryptocurrencies crashed this year because they realized it was a gimmick. It was a fucking scheme, basically. So like, yeah, you can do it, and there will be NFTs worth money and stuff, but I don't really like care because I'm not into that. Like,
okay, well, I guess I was referring to collectible.
Yeah. Look, if you see an NFT of my artwork, like it is not licensed, it's not legit.
Somebody jacked that shit, son.
Hey,
and then we gonna find them. And then we gonna find them, and we gonna do crazy things. I'm just playing. No, we ain't.
I guess I was confused at what the collectible, because I've heard of people saying, "Oh, if you get this, you get that, one of a kind thing. You can make it an NFT." And so I thought they meant make it a new type of collectible that people could buy shares in digitally. I didn't understand that the thing itself was digital. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was where the confusion was for me. So I was thinking, 8 copies out there, you might have some NFTs later on, you know what I'm saying, that people want to buy shares of or whatever. You see what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. But that's not what it is. It's all digital?
It's a file.
Oh, that's fucked up. That's real fucked up.
It's stupid.
Look, there might be people that are like, Ram, stupid as shit.
No.
Oh, shit.
I don't give a fuck, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Good.
I've learned a lot about the collectible market like the past year. Like
right.
Like ridiculous. Like how people can like jack up markets and crash them and flood them.
I mean, it's the same thing that financial markets work, in physical world. It's the same shit. You know what I mean?
But there's intrinsic value in certain things, and like there's things that just aren't gonna go down in value. Like I don't care how you put it. It might not.
That's true. That's true. You're right.
It might not blow up like you think it's going to, but it'll hold, and that's better than a lot of like stock market stuff from what I've encountered.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, what do you mean? For example, what? Because I mean, even the dollar fluctuates. I mean, you know what I mean? Even the dollar really.
I mean, all right. For example, Action Comics 1, the first appearance of Superman, sold at the time for 10 cents, and they made millions of them. Now it's a $4 million book if it's in decent condition.
Yeah.
Off a 10-cent book. Like
right.
That's first appearance of Superman, obviously, blah blah blah.
No, that's
even you bought You bought comics in the 80s, they were $1. You know what I mean? The 80s comic book now, like depending on what it is, can go for hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like
I see what you're saying. Yeah. It makes sense. Yeah. Y'all gonna be mad at me because I tell you a story. Y'all gonna be mad at me. This dude that knew me that was a friend of my mom and pops. And when I was 8 years old in Arizona, my brother was maybe 10. Yeah, my brother was 10. I was 8. And we didn't know shit. My brother knew shit about comics, but we didn't know the value like that, right? He was into comics. I wasn't, okay? So we get, stacks and stacks of comics from this dude that's a friend of the family, but he's like 50-something, 60-something at the time. My parents aren't that old. Like, he's older than them, right? And these are like rare, like Donald Duck. Like all kinds of crazy money when I think about it now, right? Crazy. And it's like stacks, like 3-4 stacks. And we just, played with them and did whatever we did, not thinking to keep them in mint condition. Because I was in the sports cards. So my sports cards, they was definitely mint. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't understand the value. Them comments got fucked up just because, you know what I'm saying? Wait, but then the dude came back one day and was so fucking mad. Rest in peace to Ben. He was so fucking mad. He was like, I can't believe y'all ruined these comics. When I tell y'all, it was like pristine fucking Disney or whatever, all the old cartoons that were shit that became cartoons, it was the comics of that shit, right? Yeah. And I'm probably speaking on it totally incorrectly, but that shit, I'm telling you, right now, we were so much fucking money, so I understand why he gave them to us. But I felt like you gave some kids some comics. You know what I'm saying? But
that's the point, though. They're supposed to be read. Like
right. But now I think about it like, I see why he was mad. Like,
and he should have bought 2. You know what I mean? Should have bought 2 copies of each one.
Hey, that's a good lesson, actually. That's a good point.
You know how many times people bought my book and they're like, I'm not even gonna open it. I'm like, bro, I worked hard on this shit for like a year. You better open that and read that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good point, actually. That's probably a good lesson for the people out there, actually. Shit.
Yeah, buy 2.
You know what I'm saying?
Buy 8 copies of Tough Stuff, October 19th in stores everywhere.
Say it again, hey. Slow down. Spell it all out. Whatever you got.
I'm gonna say it a bunch. I'm gonna say it a lot.
That's what's up. Oh shit. Go ahead.
What's your favorite comic book character other than your own of all time?
Good question.
That is a good question. Shit. Damn, I might have to think about that one. You might come back to me on that one.
Are you Marvel or DC? Do you split that differentiation or whatever? Or you just like both and that's stupid?
I mean, that's kind of hard because I would say I'm a Marvel guy at heart, but
I ask the Oprah question?
But I think DC has some better stories throughout time, and like that's kind of the shit. So
I guess. All right.
Favorite character? Damn.
But back to Denku question.
I want to know what Denku's favorite character is of all time, and then I want to think about this for a second.
I think I know this, but I don't remember.
You don't fucking know my favorite character.
Is it Spawn?
All right, yeah, you know.
Okay. I think when you're on the road with somebody for 8 days, you share certain things.
Yeah, you know what it is. Yeah, but I have turned into a random amateur toy collector from the start of the pandemic moving forward, and I've dove into characters I didn't even know existed by just collecting figures and shit. So yeah, Spawn, I always loved the character, but starting to I mean, would you consider Spawn a villain automatically, or is he like because I don't know, because I love villains. I love villains. So like
I think there's a category in the middle that I never hear people say, and I'm not in the world that heavy, but like the mercenary, right? The guy that's right in between. He's not good or bad, right? He's not with the cops, he's not with the villains, mercenary in between, right? There's those characters all the time. It's pretty much Batman. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Batman's a good guy.
I know. That was kind of a joke.
like Deadpool or some shit. I get what you're saying.
Boom. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
I don't. Spawn, I would say by default is actually a good guy but I don't think he's a great character. I think he's got a great design. I love Spawn. Right? I love Spawn, but I just like the design of him more than anything. If you could tell me like
the look, right?
If you could tell me the best Spawn story, I'm willing to hear it, because I could tell you like 8 Batman stories that are way better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I guess I see where you're coming from. Yes, so I enjoy the design of Spawn.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
I would say my favorite character. Such a tough one. Maybe Dr. Doom. I like Dr. Doom a lot, but man, it really depends on the story and who's writing it and who's drawing it. Like, I mean, that's tough. I mean, probably Batman. I drive a Batmobile.
Yeah.
So, keep it simple.
I remember my brother used to like Wolverine a lot, and I by default started liking Wolverine a lot.
Yeah.
In recent time, I love Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Just through the movies, that's one of my favorite characters. Period. And that's just, I don't know why, but it is. Probably a lot of people probably like, yo, dude's fucking whack for saying that, but it is.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay, so if you're gonna put it like that, I mean, like I said, I mostly like villains for the most part. Like I love the Joker. I love I love the Clown as a figure, as a character. I love Juggernaut. I just love villains, man. I like
Magneto back in the day. I thought Xavier was black.
Oh yeah, Magneto's cool. Magneto's cool.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying so. Yeah. Joker's always been the dope shit though. Sorry, go ahead though.
I like the Hulk because like I'd like to smash shit when I'm mad too. You know what I mean? And then dip. And no.
Actually, I think the Hulk was so dope because the TV show made it even better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I think the Hulk, it made you understand it from a different nature than just a drawing. It was like, oh, this actual dude who's actually kind of beastie turned into an even bigger beast, and it made made you believe it from a visual context on screen, which is hard to do, especially at the time they did it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like the Hulk too a lot, actually.
Yeah. I actually, the one thing, I mean, yeah, Hulk as a character is super dope. When it comes to the movie aspect, I hate that they changed the actor of the Hulk multiple times. That's the, I mean, I know you have to do that. I know you can't, like, you know, there's contracts, there's things that where you can't make it happen or whatever. But
it just sucks either way, right?
Yeah, I mean, who is? Do you like the version of the Hulk that's in Hollywood now, or
Me? For
both of y'all? Like, do you like the version that's out there now, or did you like a previous, or did you like the very first? Because the very first one I saw, I can't even think of the actor's name. It was a dude. It was that
Eric Bana.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah. I like the Edward Norton version. Unfortunately, I guess Edward Norton is difficult to work with and wants to have final say and direct everything. And that's why we didn't get him in the MCU, because I guess he didn't want to be like a team player and like work along those guidelines and stuff. That being said, I don't like what they've done to the Hulk post Thor Ragnarok. I mean, they made him like a wimp. He doesn't do anything. Like, you know what I mean? Like in Infinity War, he could have just tore fucking ass, and like they was in an Iron Man suit the whole time. Like I felt so cheated by that shit.
I feel you. Yeah, it was I feel you. I understand.
I feel about the same way.
And now you got the She-Hulk shit going on, and like the beginning of the She-Hulk, he's just a nerd getting his ass beat by the She-Hulk.
Yeah, She-Hulk's better than him. I like the She-Hulk.
Yeah, I just feel like here's my thing. Was it a natural progression of how you're supposed to do the comic? I guess that's a question. Or is it just let's do this because this is the times and we're supposed to? I don't like that kind of creation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, the other thing
is it forced or is it the natural progression? That's my question. I don't know. But
they can't make a solo Hulk film.
You can't make what? I'm sorry.
They can't make a solo Hulk film.
Because the comic, it goes in line with the comic? No,
because Universal technically owns the rights to the Hulk. So they can't make like a Hulk solo movie.
So they have to figure out a way to make it.
They can use him as a character, but not the main character. Like there can't be a Hulk movie.
I got you.
Yeah, so like
it's pretty smart actually then. I take everything I just said.
It is and if it isn't, because that's why we haven't gotten a World War Hulk movie. And like they're saying that they're alluding to it. That's why they had like the spaceship and stuff in She-Hulk. So it might happen, but it's like we could have had that 5 years ago and they kind of fucked that up. But I don't know. We'll see. I don't run the studio.
Yeah, right. Speaking of running the studio, what's your next move? Like what's your aspirations with the comic game? Like what's you know what I'm saying? What's the end goal? What's the steps in between? You know what I'm saying?
I can't say a lot, but I can tell you that, so my book, Tough Stuff.
That's always a good thing, people.
Yeah. Tough Stuff is coming out internationally next Wednesday, the 19th.
Okay, spell it out. Tough Stuff?
Yeah, TUFFSTUF.
Okay.
Tough Stuff. So the first issue comes out. It's like a one-shot. It's a 48-page book. I think, it's like 40 pages of story. In full color. I wrote, drew, penciled, ink, colored, lettered it. I did everything. So that's my first like legit published book. Publisher called Source Point Press picked it up, and they're big. They're at every convention. They were just at New York Comic Con. They had a big interactive booth, like skee ball and stuff, and like claw machines and everything. So yeah, it comes out on the 19th. I don't know the exact pre-order sales numbers, but from what I'm told, they are very happy with it, which is good for me, and will more than likely allow me to make more books.
Nice.
That may or may not be announced soon.
That's dope, man. So let's say you blow up with the comic aspect of things. Does that mean that you get to go on like Comic-Con tours? Does that lead to that? Like,
I mean, I'm kind of in the middle of one right now.
Okay, so you actually like you travel the comic con. Do you do it independently, or are you supposed to be like traveling with like how does that work? I guess.
So over this past year, I got published a lot for like variant covers. So I almost did like a cover a month this year so far. So
Okay.
I the most recent one I did, I teamed up with 3 different retail shops, 3 different cities. So I have Buffalo, where I'm from, Toronto, and New York. So
nice.
And we ended up doing cover for a book called Vanish, which is like the hottest independent book of the year, which I knew about, and I kind of scouted it out over the past year. So I was like dead set on getting that cover. And I did one of the coolest covers for the book. They're like, a lot of people are like, yo, that's like, it's different, because I'll show it to you.
Yeah, but, please. Can people go get that, or like anywhere, like, or is that, are these things still available where people can go get them? Because you should shout that out, you know.
Hold on. Oh yeah. Sorry. I cannot. They have to get them through me at this point, or through those retail stores, because a lot of them sold out.
Okay.
Look at me unprepared for once. Oh, here we go. So this was the cover. This is like a pre-print kind of test print thing I did. But if you could see in the chains, it actually spells Vanish. It spells the.
Oh shit.
Okay.
That's
dope. I think it might be backwards on your screen, but yeah.
Yeah. But that's fresh.
Out. Yeah. So that was by Donnie Cates and Ryan Stegman, who did like a highly acclaimed run on Venom. They made Venom like cool for like coolest it's been in like decades.
Yo, Venom's one of the doper characters to me too. I like the antithesis of Spider-Man. That's dope as fuck. I always thought that was a dope character.
So as far as the touring and stuff, I just kind of like book the shows I want to do and think that I'll do okay at. I'm kind of built up a pretty big reputation the past couple of years. Just networking and being a good person and doing the right things and just sending people their shit on time, and you know.
Do you ever? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Do you ever mix music with the like when you're on the comic book stuff? Is there times when you can do a set, or is that ever mixed, or however? Or let me ask you another question. Have you ever thought about doing a comic where you mix hip hop behind it, that kind of thing, or like a video comic? You know what I'm saying? With hip hop behind it, because you know, obviously know hip hop artists. You have this foot in the game with comic. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of work. I would.
I hear that.
I mean, it comes to time and work, man. I don't know how to edit, so I'd have to hire someone to edit stuff. And like the last like 5 times I try to do something with that, the people play or something like. Okay, I'll tell you guys. You want a little inside, industry shit?
We want a whole lot of inside industry shit. So what you talking about right now?
I drew a fucking cartoon for Conway the Machine, Jay Skis, and this dude OG Stuff.
Okay. You know this is gonna be the clip, right?
Fair enough.
I'm just
no, because here's the thing. I'm not trying to call people out and do anything like that.
No. But just tell the truth. Tell your truth.
It was paid for. I got paid. I did all the illustrations. And the dude that was supposed to illustrate it, like, literally fell off the face of the earth for like months. And I was trying to reach out to them. Drummer was trying to reach out to them. I don't know what happened. Since then he's resurfaced, but like, I don't know what happened. I'm not mad at him or anything, but by the time he came back around, that project had been out for a while and they didn't want to do it anymore. And I'm just like,
are you just basically saying there's too many legs on the table? Like there's too much going on, too many people involved to where it doesn't work sometimes.
It would have been so fucking raw too. Like the whole idea and everything, like all this stuff.
That sucks. That sucks.
So when it comes to that kind of stuff, like I would do it if I could like kind of just oversee it and maybe design it. But as far as doing all the work, like I'm not the one to do that, man. And like
I'm not mad at that.
I did do a mini comic for Deuce Ellis when he did Midnight Ouroboros. Like, I did his logo, I did the book cover, I did the inside, the guts, like all that stuff.
Oh shit, okay. No.
Yeah.
No.
The other thing is you know, like money, man. I gotta get paid. Like, I'm not a cheap date. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. How long does it roughly take you to do an illustration, like colored?
It depends, man. It depends what you want. Do you want fucking Terminator? Or you want Terminator 2? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a big difference in that.
Yeah.
You know, do you want this, or do you want to scribble? You know, because I can tell you this took a minute. You know, and a lot of edits, and it went back and forth through editorial and stuff. But it also depends on the day and how I'm feeling. Am I in the zone or not? So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, on average, I try to do like a page of like inks a day, pencils and inks like a day. If I can do that, that's a good day. If I can get a whole page done.
And inks is inks the coloring as well, or is that like we don't explain to the listener and me the process? What does that mean? What does that mean exactly?
Let me find a page and I'll show you.
Is that just like the black and white, the outline? Is that the ink?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So like, you know, when I conceive a page, I lay it out, right? So I take my script, and usually when I script, I write down like little notes to myself, like what's happening in the breakdown, like how do I want the shot? What angle is it from? What are the people doing? Is it a big shot? Is it close up? Is it a mid shot?
Shit, almost like a movie director, which is very interesting.
Absolutely. You should definitely, if you want to make comics, definitely like study directing.
So, wow, okay, that's dope.
Break it down, yeah, and then I got to break down the layout on the page, like how big should this panel be? You know, should I break the border on this? Should the character be floating? What sort of story? There's a lot to go into it. You know what I mean?
What's the depth? Like, right? How close should they be to the viewer?
Right.
Hey, I'm just breaking all. I'm like, damn, okay, there is that much.
Yeah, like here you go. Here's a breakdown, right? It's a little sketch, kind of shitty.
Back it up a tiny bit. Okay, yeah.
We're doing this one, right? This one.
Yeah. Okay.
This one.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's all reverse. So it's not done yet, but that turns into this.
Back it up a tiny bit, please.
Yeah.
Actually, come for, right there.
Yeah.
Well, it's just hard because lighting and all that. I'm just trying.
Yeah, I know. I got you. Well, I'm also not trying to show it off because I'm not done yet. But anyway.
Oh.
You gotta wait for the final product, son.
I haven't announced shit.
You like just the filters on purpose, suckers.
So coloring that,
let me move the cam. Move the cam while you're doing it. Move the cam. Shake the cam.
But,
no, that was brilliant. Let's go.
Yeah. I mean,
those are super dope, though. That's super dope. I've never seen that process from what you showed to the second one. That's super dope, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm sure there's mad people who are gonna see this who've never seen that shit either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, the more you like, it's a process, right?
Yeah.
So what happens when you process something? You break it down, you refine it, right? That's all it is. It's a refinement.
Yeah.
So luckily, I know how to like move in my own process where I know I'm gonna, if I skip something in one stage, I'm gonna pick it up on a different one, right? To give my product. So a lot of my drawings, my inkings might look simple, but that's because I'm gonna render that shit when I color it or when I shade it or something. Like I'll do a lot of that stuff digitally. I mean, a lot of people just do digital, but I still use both, so I have physical media so I can sell. Like I make good money selling my original art.
That's smart, bro. Yeah. How does that process? I just want to stay on the process part. How does the process compare to building a song or an album? Like you know what I'm saying? Like we know both, and so I'm curious. How does that compare in terms of, and I mean in terms of the layering of the process and the steps, and how you can skip around in both, right? Like,
well, okay, you know how like if you make music every day, after like a year or two, you can make a song in like 20 minutes, and you could kind of like freestyle your ad libs, and you could just kind of put it together. Like you could record a song and be done in 25 minutes if you really like are on the ball. It's kind of like that's the closest way I can kind of compare it, because it is very much different, but it's it's going from a thought.
Oh, so you're saying is that quick process how illustration works all the time with you? Or not all the time, but it's more common in the illustration, that quick process, than it is in the music for you?
It's more, I don't know. That's a tough question to ask. Like, I don't know, because
it's the same.
Well,
it depends on the day.
When I write, I just like loop something, and I start from the top every time. And as I'm going, yeah, I guess it is kind of the same. Now I think about it. If I'm writing like a 16, I start at the top, and every time I do it, I recite the entire thing, right?
Oh, really?
I'm refining my verse as I go, and that way, by the time I'm ready to like record or something, I've already memorized it because I've fucking done it like a million times.
I don't always do it like that. I have done it like that, but a lot of times I don't even think about what I wrote before, so that I'm automatically thinking the next thing. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't be comfortable with it. I feel like I'd stumble on my delivery.
I hear that. That's interesting with different. How you do it, Danku? What's your process for it? Danku probably like, I freestyle all my 16, son.
No, I don't. I don't do that.
Just fucking with you.
But I have. It was funny. Urban actually asked me today. He was like, because I told him I had freestyled one of the songs on this Kaio Itachi project that I have, but that I haven't put out yet. But
are you answering the question, or are you just, what are you doing here?
No, I'm answering, man. Shut out, son. I'm vibing into it, son. Fuck, man. Yeah, but basically, so I have freestyled a whole album, so I can do that way, but I don't like to freestyle songs. I don't. I just don't like to do that. But since I'm so good off the top, I feel like I never revise. I never ever revise anything. I like whatever I write is what it is. Like I don't go back and revise any shit that I do. Like I know when I spoke with
I don't do that either.
I know when I spoke with Chino XL before, he says he writes a verse, then he goes back, he'll revise the whole verse, take out words, place words.
Oh no,
he'll go back again. This is what he does. I don't.
I'm just saying I don't. Yeah, no.
I would never spend that much time doing it. But the thing is, if you're a perfectionist, which a lot of people are, I feel like that's the process that you might go. If you're a perfectionist, you might not enjoy what you do at first. So my process is it all depends on the beat. The beat is what talks to me. So when I hear a beat, that's what starts it. I rarely start with a hook unless the hook is like the vibe I'm getting from the start of the beat. I normally just start.
I'm the same way with that. Yeah.
And I normally just start penning whatever the beat is saying for me to do. And then once I get through a first verse, I already kind of have the idea or the concept that's going. And then I go into a hook that makes sense with the verse. That's what I do. But like I said, I just move, man. Like I don't
there's no dictation. Right, right.
I don't go back and rethink shit. I just do it. Like I remember this one dude, I did a verse for him, and he's like, well, I don't know if that works with what I wanted you to do. I said, well, that's what it is. So then I ain't on the song then. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, well, yeah, of course that. So do you do hook first, verse first? Do you have any rule for that?
I don't know, man. I mean, it's like what he said. It's whatever I'm feeling. Although now that I think about it, in recent years, I have recorded a lot of like demos before I'll like go and re-record it.
Yeah.
I never really did, but like it makes sense too, because like there might be like a rough patch in my flow or something I gotta fix. So I kind of like that. And then sometimes, like, sometimes my demo takes are fucking better, and like I'll keep those instead. So it's like I don't mind re-recording a song. Is basically what I'm saying. And
No, I hear that. Yeah. I normally, if I'm singing, I start with the hook. Like if I hear the beat and I say, okay, I need to do some melody here, I start with the hook. But if I hear the beat and I'm like, I need to really come spitting, then I start writing verses. It's pretty, like you said, it depends on the beat. But if I'm singing, I need that melody to understand where I'm going and what's being said in the hook to understand where I'm going with the verses. That's the only rules I have, though. Otherwise, I just listen to shit and start writing. Right. Yeah, man. So how does that compare with the comics in terms of that? Like what he was saying, where he's like, the revision, the perfectionist part. Is there any of that? Do you throw pages away like, nope, redraw on that. Nope, redraw on that. Or do you just come out like, nah, that's what I felt in the moment? How much? Like
I've erased panels and stuff before, but generally, it kind of depends. Like if I don't get like the shot I'm looking for, I'll redo a page if I have to, or at least I'll kind of notice it. That's why I have it like a layout stage, you know, like before I get into the penciling, because then I can fix everything out before I get to that part. But if like there's been a page
that's almost like the beat, right? I'm sorry I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's almost like the beat. Like you lay out the beat in a way, so that once you get to that other part, you're not, what you already did is already there, right? Like you understand what I'm saying? That thought part, you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Thought process wise?
This one, like this page, and this is from the first tough stuff. Hold on, let me light out of the way. So like, you see how technical that is with the perspective and all the lines and stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
So originally it was a different shot, and I got like halfway there with the pencils, and I said, you know, and like, look at this. I'm more happy with this than what I would have had. I'll tell you that.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope.
Like,
that's super.
When you see like the penmanship, like,
yeah. So you're saying basically, yeah, there's times when you like throw it away. I got to get back to the perfection of it. Yeah. Which is interesting to me. That's dope. Hope y'all enjoying this art he's showing y'all. I didn't know if you were gonna be able to show us actual shit or not. That's dope.
I mean, this book, like, it's getting released now, but like it's been out for over a year. I mean,
okay.
But I did it independently, you know what I mean? So I released it independently, and now it's worldwide. So it's gonna be new to a lot of people.
Good shit, man. Yeah. Hopefully we give it just even a little bit more shine. That's dope.
Yeah.
What was your favorite experience from this year's New York Comic Con? I always wanted to go to the New York one. What was your favorite experience for being out there?
I don't have one. I have many. Like the whole thing was incredible. Like fucking incredible. Let's see. I met Todd McFarlane.
Oh shit.
As fuck.
That's crazy.
Like I went to check this. This is a hip hop joint. So I went to a panel, right? It was
wait. Back up. Tell us more about me, Todd McFarlane.
I'm getting there.
Okay, all right.
So I went to a panel, right? And it was supposed to be hip hop and comics, right? So it's supposed to be 7L and Esoteric, right? I've done a song with Esoteric. Like he knows who I am. We know, you know what I mean? Chuck D and DMC were on the panel, right? So I get there and half the panel room is empty before it starts, right? Todd McFarlane's sitting there. I'm like, yo, I walk in, I'm like 10 feet away from fucking Todd McFarlane, Chuck D, DMC, and 7L Esoteric. So I watched the whole presentation. It was amazing. And then afterwards, you know, like as it ended, I went to go dap up fucking Esso, and I was like, yo, it's Frigid, you know, like we did the track together, da. Todd McFarlane's walking by, and I'm just like, fucking beeline it. I'm like, Todd, card, Kevin, hi. Like, he had to go do an interview and then do another panel. So like, I had like the briefest second to fucking get him that card. Now check this out. I did the same thing with Jim Lee.
He took the card?
Hell yeah.
I mean, shit, I don't know. You never know.
Bro, I did the same thing with
You
Jim
gotta
Lee
finish the
next
story.
day.
Wait. With who? With who?
With Jim Lee.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
That's wow.
Yeah. And I also met Kevin Eastman.
Wow.
I met Kevin Eastman, who created Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and
Okay.
I showed him my Turtles piece, and he was like, because I had it on my phone, I'm like, dude,
You have a piece that you kind of did your own Mutant Ninja Turtles thing.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Oh,
you gotta show everybody your shit, son. This is your time to be like, yo, I'm the shit. Show them. Let's go. You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me?
You know what I mean?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You think I'm not prepared? Like, come on, bro.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't say that. I say that.
Damn.
That's dope, bro. Holy
That's
fuck.
cold.
No, wait. Don't say nothing, Deku, so it stays on his camera. Hold up. No, say something. Kevin, say something right quick.
That shit is fresh.
Dude, he was like, yeah, you're good. I'm like, thank you. Like, okay. So I got his publisher.
That shredder. Oh, that's dope. Yeah.
Cold.
Yeah.
Cold.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I got his talent relations coordinator's card. So we'll see.
Well, we can't blur that out, so I don't know if you can.
I got a couple good cards this weekend.
Just say, yeah.
So the other thing, I fucking met Rob Liefeld.
Who's that? I'm
created Deadpool and Cable.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
Damn.
So earlier this year I did a cover for him for one of his books.
Oh, dope.
He's supposed to have a movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal come out in like a year or two called Profit.
Okay.
Had to do a cover for one of them, right? So that's the cover.
Is this a sneak preview or is this a demo? That's a demo?
This is out. You can get this book off me. Like you can order this directly through me right now.
That's dope.
Shout out to people exactly where they can do that again.
Just hit me up. Find me on socials. It's solstice_art on Instagram. Frigid, capital F, capital G, and Giant, Frigid Giant on Twitter. And Facebook, I'm Delgado Kevin. Yeah, I got a website too. It's www.kevindelgado.co. You can email me through there. That's a good way to reach me. I don't have like an online shop just because like I hate them.
No, that was yo. You just said four addresses. They'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then at all the shows I do, I always carry books at the shows. But these
dope, dog.
So there's only X amount of copies. So like I don't have infinity copies. So once they're gone, they're gone.
No, that's good. That means, hey, if you like this shit, go get it for your motherfucking kids. Go get it for your family, whatever.
But it was sweet though because I'm a huge Liefeld mark. Like he's up there. He's the second highest comic book selling issue of all time behind Jim Lee's X-Men, and that's X-Force number 1.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So I met Lee, Liefeld, and McFarlane all in one weekend, and Kevin Eastman. Like,
yeah, bro. Did you get to talk to DMC or anybody else?
No.
Any hip hop guys? You didn't give a shit because the comic guys were there.
No, I just like I said, I dapped up Esoteric real quick, and that was it. And then I met the creative team behind Vanish. I got some books signed by them and stuff. They're cool.
Nice.
But, Rob Liefeld's like a notorious like kind of like prick, and like he was cool shit to me. So like
yeah. Well, that's the thing is you never know what people are actually like because I've heard that kind of shit before and met people that ain't famous. I've heard that shit and met people and no, it's like it was cool.
I mean,
I hate that.
I mean, anybody can be a dick to somebody that deserves.
I've never been a dick to anyone.
Are you kidding me? I know you, man. I know.
I'm notorious for being a dick too.
But I'm saying like it's always who you are.
It's perspective.
Like, yeah. I mean, whoever you meet, because I've never really. There's people I've met that people were like, "Oh, he's an asshole,"
right?
And they were cool to me, and then everybody thinks I'm an asshole, but I'm actually super nice in person at shows, very personable. Like I'm super cool, but I mean,
I'm just gonna say, motherfucker, I know you.
Yeah, but man, you know I'm cool.
Pow.
No, but like I'm very opinionated about things. I have my own opinion on shit and I put it out there. And a lot of people hate when I don't have the same opinion they do because that's how social media works. But it is what it
ladies
is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we're friends, because we both just said the same fucking thing about each other and the same thing about ourselves. Let's roll. Anyway,
I think Denko, like if you're talking about like hip hop artists and people that are like difficult, I think they have like, you've gained a reputation enough where people have to like respect you. You know what I mean? Like, say like same thing for me where I'm coming up to you. I did a cover for your book. Guess what? I did a cover for like all these other people. Guess what? I got published works of my own. Like, guess what? I've done this, that, like this and third. Like, you want to have a dick measuring contest? Like, let's go. We don't have to take it there. It's respect on site, because you see I'm passionate and I'm working and I'm not trying to
can I sum it up? My resume demands respect. That's what you're saying. That you're saying both of you can say, look, my resume demands respect. So all that other shit, cool. But you know what I mean? If it's a point scale, I'm almost some 95% shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like I'm in that top tier. That's what you're saying. I mean, that's what you know.
I mean, like, even if we're not like brand name famous, like we're workhorses, you know what I mean? Like, respect.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You gotta respect that. Like, you can't, exactly. So
that's a great way to.
But do you? Okay. So you talk about you say that, but in your own city, because this is where the problem always is. In your own city, do you get the respect from the people in the city? Because Buffalo might be different from my city. My city don't fuck with me. Like, there's a small fraction of people here that actually acknowledge or fuck with what I do at all. Like, I don't get any credit here, but everywhere else that I tour and do shit, it seems like people kind of, show the respect and love. But
that's
why?
That's why you gotta say, so what though? It's a world out there.
No, I get that, but I want to know, is it like, how is it in Buffalo?
I'm curious of that too, actually.
Bro, I'm in a different city every weekend. That's my answer.
Hey, I like it. I like that answer.
There it is. It don't matter what they think, because I'm in a different city every weekend, son.
I'm not home. I don't hear what you think. That's what you should be saying. I like that shit. I
got love for everyone that supports me, man. And there's a lot of people here that do. And I'm not saying anything bad, man. I will say
I'm not either.
I have embraced the comic community. Has been way more fucking open and awesome than music ever was. Music was always, like, to me at least, a lot of shady back talk, this and that, just grimy shit.
That's every fucking music community across the motherfucking world.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like, there's people like that in the comics industry too. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, I've met way more cooler people, and like people that have put their neck out for me and give me.
You know what's funny about that? I've been doing stand-up recently. I'm sorry, man. Damn, I keep interrupting, but I've been doing stand-up recently, and I've noticed a similar thing. Yeah, there's the same shit as hip hop, right? Same shit. But with stand-up, there's way more people that are like, hey man, like, hey, here's these open mics. Hey, check this out, blah, blah. Like, it's all help. Yeah, I'll do your podcast. It's a lot of that more so than hip hop. So basically, I'm just pointing that out to say, hip hop, get your shit together, people. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
stop acting fucked up. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's lack of opportunity, man. And like,
you're right.
It costs next to nothing to make a song when you really think about it. It costs next to nothing to make a comic. The only thing that's different is, like, comic, you gotta put serious work in. I mean, a lot of these dudes, they just jack a beat off YouTube and freaking record it on their computer. They don't pay an engineer or whatever. They don't, you know what I mean? They skip so many steps of the process. They have a song. It might sound okay, and you know, you think that they're, you know, entitled to all this shit. And like,
that you can't skip the steps in those other genres.
Okay, you can't. Like, trust me.
Yeah, well, you know, it's another thing too. Is in hip hop, you really can't skip the steps in hip hop and be successful longevity wise either, right? You can't skip those steps and last. That doesn't happen. It's never happened, right? Yeah. So I guess that's what comes out of that. But I know what you mean though, in terms of with this shit has gotten so commercialized. I mean, it's the biggest art form in the world that people can just literally do copycat shit. I mean, country artists can steal from it and make hits. So what we talking about, right? Like,
But
yeah.
I mean, like, it's also crazy how fast you could blow up. I mean, look at like Ice Spice, for example. She just blew up in the past month. Like,
who?
Ice Spice.
Nope.
I honestly,
Let me find out I'm the coolest dude in the chat. Come on, the comment.
You're the coolest. You're the coolest motherfucker, man. Because I don't know either.
Ice Spice. She's this Dominican girl. She has a song called Munch. It's just like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh shit! Wait.
Dominican girl. She got a song called what?
Munch. Wait.
Munch. Like eat. Like munch. Probably talking about eating ass, ain't it? These motherfucking kids, I can't fuck with it, son.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on.
I thought I was stealing you. You a munch. Like.
Is that what the song is?
Yeah.
I'm glad. I feel like I'm about to be glad. I don't know.
It's like the male version of a chicken head.
Wait a minute. She's calling me munches? That's what she's doing? She's calling me. Are you a munch?
Yeah. That's what this song is. Literally the song. But
I have heard.
You a munch?
Wait, I have heard of the song, but I didn't know. I didn't know who the artist was. I didn't know the artist.
It's corny as shit. It's corny, but I ain't mad at it.
I like it. I fuck with it.
I feel like, you thought I was feeling you. You a bitch.
That's literally what it is.
Yeah, I mean that's weird. Fucking, I'm not supposed to get it. Fuck them.
I mean, she's like what, like 19, 20? Like, yeah, you're not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm not supposed to get it. Yeah, I just came to my head like, why am I trying?
Dude, I'm 12, so like.
Well, that's the thing is, I like some young shit. Some I'm just like, I don't.
Yeah, whatever. Please, sure. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. Is like in hip hop, you could literally, you got a TikTok that goes viral and you
somebody a munch. Oh yeah, that's crazy today. Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, whatever.
There's actually a TikTok famous. There's two TikTok famous brothers. The father actually works at my regular job, and they're super famous. Like they both got like 3.5 million followers. They get to travel.
Why is he working at your job?
No. He doesn't. Their father does. Their father.
I'm saying, why is their father working at your job? That ain't what's going on there.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I mean, maybe
that's not my business.
Maybe he'll get to retire off his son's money. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
If they going on trips, I'll be like, I'm not working, motherfucker. Let's get this.
But yes,
came out my balls. No, I'm just playing.
But yeah, it is easy though to blow up in entertainment shit now. But is it like you said before, Ram? Is it blowing up and then is there longevity behind it, or is it blowing up and it's just like some at the in the moment shit, and then nobody hears about you anymore later? You know what I'm saying?
Right. There's very far and few between of the people who have a gimmick and then stay. But when it comes to something like the comic world, the illustration world, to say it more professionally, if you stay once, you stay, right? Because it's, you know what I'm saying? Or is that?
You could definitely fall out for sure. There's tons of artists that fall out.
Is it the same? Okay.
I mean, there's like right now, I guess people would consider me to be like on the up and up, like kind of been blowing up the past year or whatever. Yeah. But
I mean, just from what you said, it seems like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but like to me, I need X amount of books under my belt. Like I wouldn't consider myself successful till I reach a certain milestone. You know what I mean? And I mean, like I'm getting there for the first one. Like to me, like you should have like 20 interiors done, 20 interior books. So I'm at like 18 now, 19.
Can you explain what interior books means? Does that mean besides the cover, you're actually on the interior as well?
Yeah, the interior artwork. So
okay, right.
I've roughly done, like 18 books, the equivalent of 18 books, maybe 19. Because some of my books tend to be bigger, like they're longer, they're thicker, So sure. Page count wise, I'm probably getting there, but yeah, like that's like a milestone, like at least 20 interior books, like yeah, I wouldn't even consider myself like a legit comic artist. It doesn't matter if I'm published or not. I don't think that you get that without that.
Hey, give yourself some credit, motherfucker. You close. All right.
Yeah, right.
I'm saying, like, you
Okay.
close. That's
Okay,
yeah.
so 18 to 20 interior books full. What's a time frame? How long does something like that take?
It depends because I do every stage of it. Like I don't just do penciling. I do
Right.
You know, if we went to penciling, like you could take the 18 that I did and multiply it by like 3 or 4, and that would be
Say, like, yeah.
You're looking at 2,000 pages.
Yeah.
But it's really closer to like 600.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Right. But if if I wasn't coloring everything and if I was just penciling or just inking or whatever, like it's totally different. But the fact that I do everything, it's a little bit different. So like if I say I do 2 books a year, that's a pretty good fucking year, man, because that's my books are 40 pages and times the labor of like 3 or 4 people. So that's it's almost the equivalent of like 160 pages a year.
You definitely put your 10,000 hours in, my man.
years ago.
Yeah. I know that was a joke, of course.
So,
yeah, right?
so you probably have more of an insight of something like this then. So like, if like the creative mind, I mean, rest in peace, but the creative mind of Stan Lee creating characters and like ideas of characters and stuff like that, there's a whole team of people. So how does, like, I don't know how it works because I'm not in that world, but you're more in the world. How would something like that work? Like, there's all these Marvel characters and stories and everything, and like Stan Lee's the creator. Is that, or
Misconception.
who all creates all these things? Because there's obviously teams, right? There's teams.
Yeah. Well, it's a misconception that Stan Lee created pretty much any character.
Yeah, the idea to start basically.
No. Most of it was Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby's the artist who created a lot of that. Created Fantastic Four, X-Men, Thor, Iron Man, Hulk. Steve Ditko kind of developed Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. And so here's the thing. So it's generally like a number of things. There's the writer. Generally, the writer has the idea. So in that term, it would be Stan Lee, but like this is debatable how much Stan Lee actually created and how much Jack Kirby actually created. But for the most part, you could say Jack Kirby did 90% of the work, honestly. I don't know. You know what I mean? Most accounts.
Well, yeah. You're saying the actual physically creating the characters or mentally creating the characters and physically creating the comics?
Both. I mean,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Stan Lee got notoriety for a couple of reasons. One, he outlived Jack Kirby, and 2, his uncle was the publisher and owner of Marvel, and 3, when they like were expanding Marvel throughout the 60s and 70s and branching off into Hollywood and stuff, Stan Lee was the figurehead. So they were paying Stan Lee X amount of dollars and kind of screwing over Jack Kirby the entire time. So he kind of flip-flopped between Marvel and DC. He actually created Darkseid, the Superman villain, who's pretty much the ultimate evil in fucking DC universes. Jack Kirby creation as well. But anyways, so generally it would be like a writer. A writer has an idea, passes it by an artist. Then there's usually an editor that gets involved. But there's like a lot of outside things that you don't think about too, like what's your competition doing? A lot of people try to make things kind of scammed off of their competition. Like X-Men is a ripoff of, I want to say Doom Patrol.
I've heard about that before. Yeah. And I'm not sure if it's Doom Patrol specifically myself, but I've heard that it's a ripoff. But yeah.
No, it is the Doom Patrol because the Doom Patrol's leader is a guy in a wheelchair. And then Professor X became the guy in the wheelchair. Before Fantastic Four, there was a DC book called Challengers of the Unknown. It was for like astronaut kind of people, and Jack Kirby actually drew that too. but then he went to Marvel, or he started Marvel with Stan Lee basically because it was Timely Comics before that, and they did Fantastic Four, and it was 4 people, and they were kind of like astronauts, and they encountered this. Like a lot of it is give and take, is like, you know, pulling back. With characters like Thor, like Jack Kirby was huge into gods. Like a lot of his creations, like look at Galactus, for example, right? He's got that big headpiece. He was inspired by like the Aztec gods.
Right.
That's where he kind of got the idea for like the funky headpieces and stuff like that.
Right. I've heard that a lot throughout comics is that there's different figures throughout religious history that inspire a lot of this stuff. And civil rights history, and there's a lot of things throughout history in general that have inspired comics, you know, or people who are drawing and creating these characters. I think that's dope.
Generally, it's someone like me that has the idea, has a character in mind, and wants to see it forward.
Right.
But a lot of times the writer might not have the artistic ability, you know what I mean? And a lot of that character comes from the artist. So like another one, for example, is Batman. For the longest time, Bob Kane was the only person credited with the creation of Batman. But here's the thing, there's another guy named Bill Finger, and there's a really good documentary, I think it's on Hulu, it's called Batman and Bill, and it's all about the guy that like really developed Batman and got none of the credit and like none of the money and stuff. And like his family had to sue for years. Yeah, now he gets credit. He's been dead for like 100 years, some shit.
Damn.
Yeah, I mean like 60 years, 40 years, something like that. I don't know the exact date. But.
How do you protect yourself? How do you protect yourself as an independent artist now? How do you protect yourself from that? Is it the same route as like music or anything else? I didn't see what he did. I didn't see what he did there.
He cocked the gun, son. Cocked the gun.
Okay.
Death row, baby.
I ain't mad at that.
No, I mean, you should copyright everything that you do.
Is it the same? Okay, it's the same as okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I own my creation, copyrighted it, everything. I have a deal with my publisher, and X amount goes to me for this. My publishing deal is
get your business in order.
Yeah,
same shit. Get your business in order. So we over an hour now. Well, can we get one last question, and then you can kind of tell people whatever you want to know. My last thing is if there's a young kid watching you right now, right, and they're like, yo, I'm into comics, I want to do what he does. What's the first step? Do you need school, right? Because some people have this perception that you need school for everything. I'm just curious, what's the next step that they should take if they're already talented? If somebody's watching them like, yo, you could do that. You know what I'm saying? What's the next step? In your opinion?
Life drawing classes.
Life drawing classes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Draw every day. Make it part of your schedule. I draw every day. I draw at least 4 hours a day. Like no matter what.
Just something. Right.
No matter what.
Consistency.
Yep. And you gotta be willing to teach yourself to learn every day. Like you trust me, you may think you know a lot, you don't. Like you don't know, and you don't know. Just assume you know nothing. And always the second you stop learning is the second you just stop growing.
Yeah.
And if you stop growing, nobody gives a shit. Right?
Facts. My brother always says the only thing you know is what you don't know. But he says it in the middle of arguments and it pisses me off, but it's the truth.
It's tough to hear. It's tough to hear things that you're not ready for.
Yes.
But be prepared for it. Take criticism, and actually apply that criticism, because
I was gonna say learn from it. Yep.
First, if you're making comics, I'm gonna tell you straight up, don't overdo it on your a lot. All right, here's something people do. They get one comic made, right? And they print 1,000 copies. Bro, you're not gonna sell all those. You're just not. Not everyone's a superstar, Not everyone wants to know your story. The other part, don't be like me and decide you're gonna do a 72 fucking issue comic off the bat. It's not gonna happen. You're not gonna want to do that, dude. Trust me. Do a self-contained story, something that's easy. Just take the.
It's like the guy who tries to do a 3-hour film right away instead of doing short films first, right?
Learn the tricks, man. Learn the shortcuts.
Yeah. That's what's up, man.
And
Well, we had a
buy
good
Tough
time.
Stuff
Oh,
October
shit, I
19th.
thought you was done.
If you're
Yeah, I was
young,
gonna say, I was gonna say, let me do my job, son. I was gonna say, give them the parting words and the things you want to promote and all that shit. You know what I'm saying?
if you're a young artist watching this, buy my book.
Yes. Self-promotion. That was the best lesson y'all learned.
Tough Stuff in stores October 19th. Yeah, let me show you what it looks like. Oh, you're gonna get another little quick exclusive. This is a test print. This is a hollow foil test print. It's pretty. That's the cover.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Yeah, people.
You can't get these anymore. These are all sold out, but
that's all right.
Part of my
That's
Kickstarter.
fire.
But you can get Tough Stuff October 19th. Is that correct?
That's right. Tough Stuff.
That's his book. TUF dash or no dash?
TUF, baby. I don't know if you can see that.
We cannot. But it
I
says
see it. I see it. I see it.
TUF.
I wasn't shining enough.
Tough Stuff.
You gotta shine it out, son. I see it. Tough,
son. Oh, I'm not on the right screen. That's why. Hold up. Do it again. One more time. One more game.
I'm done.
He's done. He's done showing you the tough stuff, son. He's done with it.
Right.
He's done with it.
October 19th, man. Go get that. Appreciate you, dog. Really do.
Yeah, man.
It's been fun. I hope you had fun. You know what I'm saying? We're a little ignorant of the comic game, but you know, it's fun, right?
This is super dope. I enjoyed learning new shit. I enjoyed conversating with you. I haven't seen you since probably 2018 now, I think, something like that. So yeah, man, this has been dope. This has been live from the den, Danku, Rambunctious. We had Kevin Delgado in the fucking house, Frigid Giant, Solstice Art. Check out all that. Catch them on Instagram, everywhere else, all your socials. This has been great.
October 19th.
October 19th. Tough Stuff. Watch the replay of the episode. We are out of here. Peace.
Tell your mama you love her. Peace.